Mr. Verhofstadt, I've just seen your third video about building a new Europe, this time about defense and security. I can't agree with you more. In this video, there is no light between you and me. I think that our European defense is ridiculous. It's extremely weak. We are underarmed. The situation of many of our armies is very weak. Let's take the Dutch army. Of many weapon systems, 50%, maybe 1/3 is still functioning. The rest is out of order. A few weeks ago in our newspapers there was a report that from one military base in Belgium something needed to be transported to another military base. On that military base from which that thing had to be transported, there were many trucks, there were many jeeps. None of them worked. They had to transport it by a private car. And you see that everywhere in Europe. The situation in the German army isn't much better. We are underfunded. We are very inefficient. Our defense budgets are far too small. With on average 1.45% of European defense spending, it is clear that we cannot defend ourselves. It's not enough. I've looked back into the statistics about defense expenditure in the Netherlands. We now spend somewhat less than 1.2% on defense. That is historically the lowest amount since 1918. Despite the fact that we are now living in a very dangerous time, much more dangerous than most parts of the Cold War, apart from the Cuba crisis. We see the same in your country, Belgium. We see the same in Germany and many other countries. And in this, Obama and even Mr. Trump is right that we Europeans are free riders, and that is not fair. Furthermore, it's not wise. We as EU citizens, we have the potential to be able to defend ourselves against every singular enemy you can think of, to defend ourselves successfully, including China. God forbid that it ever comes to a war with us, but we can even defend ourselves against them if we want, if we do our homework. But we don't do our homework. Why? Because armies is considered as something of national sovereignty. It is said to be the last national sovereignty that will ever be handed over to the EU. And I think that that is completely ridiculous. It's completely outdated. It's completely inefficient. My politicians, my national politicians, have a responsibility to do the right thing to make me and my family safe. They don't do that by keeping our national army. That's nonsense. They can only do that by transferring national sovereignty over our armies to one single European army. And now I refer to my video of your posted on your second, as a reaction to your second video. We have a problem with Strasbourg, of course. Many people don't like that there is a parliament as well. And we could use that European army to create all the institutions we need for that army in Strasbourg in exchange for stopping the parliament sessions in Strasbourg and transferring all that parliamentarian work to Brussels, where it belongs. And then in Strasbourg we can make a new military university, apart from planning and the Ministry of Defense. We need a new university in Europe where colonels and generals who work within national armies get a new training, one that are 2 years on university level, where they lead what it means to lead multinational armies. They have to speak English and French very well. They have to learn a lot about all the different cultures in Europe, the weaknesses and the strength of them. They have to learn the newest military insights, techniques. They have to learn what is to be expected in the next coming 10 years. It has to be a very tough education. Only the best will get through to the highest layers of the European army. And when they manage to do so, their wages should be accordingly. They should all rise 30% after they finished their study, 30% compared to their national salary. And after that, if they make promotion, they can go to the European salaries, which are even better. They can even make promotion a little bit. I think that we should do that. It's very important that our highest generals and our highest military leaders know each other from their education, can cooperate very well, know Europe very well. On this way, higher expenditure for defense, like we have agreed upon in NATO, 2%, and a much better European integration militarily and cooperation, we will keep our continent safe. Then Putin knows that he shouldn't try anything. Others know because they will lose. And then we have calm in our periphery and we have much more security. If others don't even try to do something, that is always the best thing. So I wish you a lot of success again here. It is very necessary in the present very dangerous time where others feel weakness of Europe and try to exploit it. That has to stop. A lot of success.